Good hour of devastation to you. This is Captain Redbeard returning to another Redbeard unboxing. Today we will have a special guest of Nicol Bolas. And then, wrong camera. Of a James. And he will be doing his own separate video after this one, because we got two of those boxes that have Nicol Bolas on it. But to start with, let me switch over here to the card cam. I got a little bit of a fun one. If anybody watches Jeremy on Unsleeved Media, or used to be MTG headquarters, or maybe at one time was TCG headquarters, Jeremy, man, you have a identity problem. We sent him a necklace, and I asked him to sign a card and send it back. And I just got it in the mail the same time I got my booster boxes. So let's go ahead and check it out. There it is. Just my Amonkhet Full Art Land with Jeremy's signature on there. Alright, that's my fun for the day. Well, fun for this part of the day. So we're going to be opening two boxes of Hour of Devastation, and we're going to call this one here even. No, how we going to do this, James?
High and low. High
and low. So is it if I roll high you get to pick, or I get to pick first, or if you roll high you get to pick first?
Make the left box 1 through 3, the right box 4 through 6, and whatever you roll.
Okay, but then who's getting which one?
It's whatever. You're rolling one dice.
Okay, so I'm going to roll one dice, and if it's 1 through 3, I get this one. If it's 4 through 6, I get this one.
Yes.
All right. Let's move them out just a little bit. Try to keep the roll in the pattern. 1 through 3, 2 through 6. You can barely see the corners. All right. 6, lucky old right. So here you go, James. You get sucky left. And let's get, I know there's a knife somewhere. Chico. Come on. And then rip. Good old Nicol Bolas, the wannabe God Pharaoh. Or as you saw in the last video, the Deceiver. At least that's what he was in the deck box. Alright. So we ready for this? I got my cards. I got some sleeves. I got some Walmart branded water because I'm broke as a joke and don't have soda. But I have magic cards, and that's all that matters. One pack. 2 pack. Sorry, I'm getting them all laid out here and ready. And what are we hoping to pull, James? Is there anything in particular that's not an invocation? 36 solemnities?
I already have 4. I don't need any more solemnities.
Sure you do. You need 38. 2 of them will be foil.
Hoping for some of the new gods, Scorpion God, Scarab God, Planeswalker.
Unless I see something spectacular, I'm just going to go pretty much to the sauce. Oh, that damn Hoopa. Have you played against the Hoopa yet?
No.
Ah, fuck the Hoopa.
Did you get the Hoopa?
Yeah, I got the Hoopa. The Hoopa is a little bit of an asshole. Okay, give me a little bit of light up there. Wrong one. That's a little bit better. Alright. No, the Hoopa's a green and a blue, a 1/3 flying, and 3 and a green and a blue. You gain 2 life and draw a card. This is the reason that Travis was 40 life and I was 5. And even if I would have swung in with my 10 sandworms, I wouldn't have been able to live because he had too much life. Celtic Dunes, Banewhip Punisher, Endless Sun. That card is so bright. Walk into the light. Okay. Alright, we got tap to add a colorless, tap with 2 colorless, exile target creature you control, and 4 and tap it and sacrifice it. Return each creature exiled with Endless Sands to the battlefield under its owner's control. Pretty neat. Set that off to the side. Hey, finally I got a full art mountain. With all the packs I've already opened, I've not got one of those yet. And a cat. And my phone decides to go off in the middle of a video. Usually I prepare for that. Oh well. I mean, I'd like to get another one of those Scorpion Gods, James.
That Scorpion God should have been mine.
No.
It goes perfectly with the neg1 counter deck that I have, though.
Chaos Maul. 6/6 for 7. When it enters the battlefield, deal 3 damage to each other creature. Okay, a creature board wipe. Don't think it'll see standard play, but I would love to have this in some of my limited pools. Right. Couldn't believe you just conceded when I pulled out the Scorpion God that day, though. You're like, nope, not having it again.
I had no answer for it, and I knew it.
I love the art on that, but the art still pisses me off because I thought it was going to be an Invocation Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. They really need to bring that back to standard.
Another Excavator. I think this will be my 3rd one, counting the promo. Forest and Zombie. Not that I need any more zombie tokens. So James, I know you haven't played a lot of Friday Night Magic, but while we're opening, I might as well ask you if you've heard about the discussion. Have you heard the change of the Friday Night Magic promos that Wizards is doing?
Yes, and it's terrible.
I don't think it is. I mean, am I happy about it? No. Am I mad about it? No. Because tokens are something that everybody can use no matter what format you're playing in. Granted, there are going to be tokens that are relevant to the set, but, you know, relevant to the set does not mean it's not going to be relevant to another set either. And there's some expensive tokens out there, especially if they're foil and double-sided. Let's see. Hour of Eternity. Exile X target creature cards from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, create a token that is a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie token. So eternalize everything in your graveyard if you have the mana. If you have the mana would be the hard part. Blue-green ramp, maybe. I don't know. Oh. Consign to Oblivion. Foil. Foil's up there. But anyways, have you seen the double-sided zombie token that came from The Elder Moon pre-release.
No.
It's a $5 token. I mean, that's not something to laugh at. You know?
I see that. I'd still rather have a promo card.
Oh, I don't disagree. But, you know, I like unique things. And, you know, I think it'll get some of the tryhards out of Friday Night Magic, some of the dickheads, you know, and make it a little bit more casual again. I mean, we don't have that problem at our local. Too bad. But, you know, it'll put more of those people at the Saturday showdowns and things like that. Maybe, you know, help move some of the crowd to the different things. I don't know. I'm on both sides of it. I'm mad and sad and happy. And I don't care. I'll still go. Because I see, even the promo cards that I have, I don't use them. And they're more like little trophies, you know? So, I mean, even if it's just a token, it can still be a trophy. Hostile Desert. I think one of the worst creature lands there are. Colorless, exile a land from your graveyard to make it a 3/4 elemental. That's nothing fancy. No lifelink, no death touch, no nothing. So, I'm sure somebody will make it work somehow, but not this guy. And we got another foil, Seer of the Last Tomorrow. Neat looking foil. If I wasn't worried about copyright strikes, I'd put some music on in the background. You know?
Yeah, you gotta get permission and all that stuff.
Tell you what, this Frontline Devastator helped me win a couple matches last night because of the Afflict.
Let's see.
Unquenchable Thirst was an asshole last night.
Afflict is a very nice ability. I like it.
And dude, I mean, he was a nice guy, but he was already pissed off before he started playing me. And it's one of those guys that he's always going to find an excuse. Overrun, well, overcome, same card, just one less power and toughness. But yeah, he was already mad because he felt like he should have won his first game. You know, the match before me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first game, at the end of the game, he's like, if I would have done this, yeah, I would have won. Hey, can I take that move back? No, you already played the card. I mean, usually I'm not that dickhead to be a dickhead, but the card resolved. Then you declared your blockers. You fucked up. Not my problem. Ran up Hydra, Vigilance, Reach, Trample, 3/3. Gets +1/+1 as long as you control a desert, and gets +1/+1 if you have one in your graveyard. So potentially a 5/5 for 4 with all those sweet little touches to it. Not bad. But yeah, he was already upset coming to the table. And of course, you know, he had all these excuses of why he didn't win. Yes, phone, I know that you are alive. Somebody is trying to summon the dragon. Tragic lesson, more like tragic art. Love the art on that card. Even Enduring Hope. Let's get to the good stuff. I mean, you know, like my invocation that's going to be in this box. 2 of them. I'll take 2 of them in this box. I'll be greedy.
I'm getting 4. It's okay.
-4. It's cool. It's cool.
You can't get negative.
Yeah, you can, because you're going to get 36 Solemnities.
Oh my god, I swear to god if I do, I'm taking your cards and burning them.
My first, I think, first mythic. Yeah, first mythic of the box. Uncaged the Menagerie. Search your library for X creatures with different names that each have converted mana cost of X. Reveal them and put it into your hand and shuffle. I think if you designed a deck around this, that it could be good. But you have to design it specifically, because you'd have to put a lot of 1-drops with different names in it. Maybe a lot of 2-drops in it with different names. You would not have play sets of cards in a deck that you're trying to make this work around.
Right.
Island. Get in the box. So those packs from the pre-release are the only ones you've opened so far, right?
Yep.
It's kind of silly to ask you, well, what's your favorite card you've opened so far? Because, I mean, they haven't opened much.
No.
And comparing to somebody like me who's opened 3 pre-release packs, done 2 drafts, opened Planeswalker decks and 3 extra boosters. I've opened a few packs already. And by far my favorite pull is still that Scorpion God. I don't know. The foil Hour of Devastation.
I would rather have the Scorpion God.
This card, I'm thinking about trying it out in my zombie deck. Because it's 2 and a white. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains flying until the end of turn. And whenever a zombie enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay a white. If you do, return unconventional tactics from your graveyard to your hand.
Jesus.
Right. Granted, it's sorcery speed. But, hey, this one gets flying. And then I play a zombie. It comes back to my hand. Hey, another one gets flying. Play another zombie. It gets back to my hand. And I like recursion of spells. Hour of Devastation. It's not foil, but I'll take it. All creatures lose indestructible in the end of turn. Hour of Devastation does 5 damage to each creature and non-bolus planeswalker. Non-bolus. Bole, 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 bole. There's the giggle. It was delayed.
A little distracted.
Stop getting tit pics on your phone.
I'm not talking to my girlfriend, but I'm not getting any dirty pictures.
Ugh, ruining packs. Okay. Tell you what, this crashed through. I've been playing it in draft a bit. And to me, it's more just like another cycling card. Because I pay 1 and I get to draw a card. Yeah, it just so happens my creatures get trampled that turn too. But I've played it turn 1 to draw another card.
Yeah. I feel like it could almost be better if you just had a different card in there.
Possible. But in a draft format, you know, I mean... Nicobolus! Yes! Not foil, but I'll take him. And that's a lot of text to read. And it doesn't want to focus. So we'll do it this way. Alright, bring it back down here. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of his or her library until he or she, I don't know why they don't just put they, exile a non-land card. Until the end of turn, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. I can cast your spells. I like it. +1, each opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her library. -4, Nicobolus God Pharaoh deals 7 damage to target opponent creature, or target opponent or creature an opponent controls. And the big old -12, exile each non-land permanent your opponent's control. Again, kind of like the Nicobolus Deceiver that I opened up in the deck. I think people are going to love this in EDH. because opponents multiple. Whoop. Now the funny thing is I have seen people online open a Nicol Bolas and a foil Nicol Bolas in the same box. So, I mean, I still got quite a few packs to go, so maybe I'd be okay with that.
I feel like I got the wrong box now.
Nah, yours will have, you know, all those Solemnities in it, so...
Don't need 38 Solemnities, holy God.
I mean, that's all kinds of value, right?
I don't think that's an expensive card.
I think
it's like $1.
I think it's went up a little bit.
Ooh, $2.
Yeah, maybe. Might be $3.
Ooh.
Appeal to authority. A card that I might try in the zombie deck as a sideboard. Have you seen this one yet? So it's a white and a black. It's a 2/3 zombie. You can pay 1 and a white. Target attacking zombies gains lifelink until the end of turn. So, you know, you can make one zombie have lifelink. Or pay 1 and a black. Target attacking zombie gains death touch until the end of turn. I mean, it could be a fun card. But I got so many other good drops in that deck. Good 3-drops.
Yeah.
Wildfire Eternal. This one I'm pretty excited about. Because if I start building another deck, it's probably going to be something like white-red aggro or just red aggro. And this one is 3 in a red with a flicked 4. Whenever Wildfire Eternal attacks and isn't blocked, you may cast a instant or sorcery card from your hand without paying its mana cost. So, if it's not blocked, what am I holding in my hand? If it is blocked, you're still taking 4 damage. Because it's only a 1 attack and 4 defense, but that 1 damage goes through, what am I holding? I could be holding that 1 Inferno Jet that is 6 damage to the dome. Yeah. Good old planes. More useless zombies. Six to the dome. So that might be a good idea. Using the Inferno Jets and those Wildfire Eternals. Let's see, Spellweaver Eternal, Avens, Blurs of Blades, Stewart's, Rot Beast, Manaliths, Unsummon, asshole and his unsummons, Desert of the Glorified, Scourge of Souls, Without Weakness. Alright, I think this is a good card. Supreme Will, it's one with the little bullet points where you can choose one. 3 cost. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. Not bad. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest onto the bottom of your library in any order. So, I mean, kind of like Scry 3 and take one, or Scry 4 and take one, but, I mean,
if you're low on mana,
right?
Or if you're looking for that special card.
See, and Strangler, Vizier of the True, and Anesh, something Sovereign, Chorus Sphinx Sovereign. Second mythic of the box, 4/4 flying. Sphinxes you cast cost 2 less, and a whole bunch of text there that I really don't want to read. Whenever Anesh the something or another Sphinx enters the battlefield under your control, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put one pile into your hand and the other pile into your graveyard. Not bad. Mountain.
Put that in my Sphinx deck.
There you go. I know people are going to try to do it. I don't think it's... I don't think it's possible in standard right now, but you could definitely do a modern or legacy Sphinx decks real easy. Yeah. Alright, bottom of the first stack. Card foils are starting to pile up. See, Puncturing Blow, Proven Combatant, Aven of something, Torment of Venom, Manalith, Desert of the Mindful, O'Catcher's Avenger, Crash Through, Traveler's Amulet, Input Rivet. Oh, that's the milling land. Stupid milling land. Accursed Horde, Crypt of the Eternal, Solemnity. Okay, I took one of your Solemnities away. You're only going to get 35 now.
You can have all of the Solemnities. I need 0 of them. I got mine.
Alright, on to the second stack. Mummies, Devastators, Thirsty Things. You know, I know I've passed this card a few times already, but Unquenchable Thirst is kind of a dick card too in Limited. Because whenever it enters the battlefield, if you control a desert, or one's in your graveyard, tap a creature, and then enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap phase. Yeah.
I could see that being a pain.
The guy that was getting mad at me was playing these against me, but I still won, so I mean... Now this is a question for you in the audience if anybody watches this. What do you think about going to game shops that you're not familiar with without friends? I did it last night, and I mean... it wasn't my funnest experience ever. I mean, I had fun. But, yes! Adorned Pouncer, Double Strike Kitty. That'll be going straight into a deck. But, ooh! Foil Island. Full art. That needs to go over here with the rares.
Seems like a really cheap card.
Yeah. I was going to pre-order some, but broke as a joke. So I went to Comic Town in Columbus. They just moved locations, which is awesome because it's literally like 2 minutes from my work. And didn't have none of my normal friends with me. You know, Knucklehead 1, 2, or 3. Knucklehead. I mean, chit-chatted with a few people, but just kind of felt out of place, you know. So, I mean, it's one of those things, if you have a friend that gets you going to a place, like I've been going to Hobby Central in Delaware for quite a time now, but I had friends get me going there. So now that I'm starting to know people there, you know, I can go there without friends, and, you know, they'd be broke, and hey, I can't go, so I'll just go anyways. Still have fun, still chit-chat with people, not feel awkward. Last night I felt awkward as all get out. Like I said, still had fun. Glad I didn't drop after I was 0-2. Because I was 0-2 and then I ended up being 3-2 because of somebody leaving and not dropping. And then beating 2 people. So, it was fun. And I ended up getting a Star City Games promo token, which is also fun. Alright, let's pause that conversation. This is one I'm thinking about replacing a card in my zombie deck with. I have Plague Belcher in there now, but I think that Emmet the Eternal might be replacing it. It has a flick 3. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a -1/-1 counter on Emmet the Eternal. So he starts out at a 5/5 for 3. Granted, your opponents can knock him down with their own spells. But whenever he deals combat damage to a player, remove all -1, -1 counters from it. So, I mean, potential 5/5 on a 3-drop, that's not bad.
Especially if you had a way of getting him some unblockable.
Right, exactly. Which, I don't have any way of doing that currently. But I do have there would be ways of doing other things if I played with some of the other cards in this format. Which, when rotation comes around, I might have to look at playing around some different ideas. Gilded Ceradon, Johnny Bravo of Magic cards. Foil. Have you seen Johnny Bravo? I mean, literally, it's Johnny Bravo in a creature form.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, you sexy mama.
Right. But yeah, what do you guys think about going to places you don't know? I mean, I can't say that it's always a bad experience because I did the same thing at the Realms game in Mansfield. I've never played there, but I've visited there, stopped in, said hi a few times, bought cards, but I've never played. That was a little awkward, but those guys were real cool, real inviting, you know, and it was just fun. But, I don't know, it was just kind of a different atmosphere down at Comic Town. Would I play there again? Possibly if I have friends to go with, but I don't know. Maybe if I keep going, I'll get to know some of the people. You know, that whole socializing thing that, you know, Magic the Gathering people sometimes don't do. A lot of times don't do. Let's see. Nissa's defeat. I don't like these defeat cards.
Why?
Because they have to be... Like, say if you're playing it in a draft or a limited format to where you could basically have anything that's, you know, you opened in your sideboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. But they have to be specialized. Like, yeah, you could still sideboard them, but you'd only sideboard them if you're playing against, this one, a green deck. If you're playing Chandra's Defeat, you would only play it if you're playing against a red deck. And vice versa with all the other Planeswalkers defeats. Because this one is destroy a forest, green enchantment, or green's Planeswalker. If the permanent was Nissa Planeswalker, draw a card. So it has to be something green. And all the other defeat cards follow a similar format of doing something to that color of a card.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're playing green versus green, okay. But what's the chances of that all the time? Claim to Fame, Devotee of Strength, ooh, Fraying Sanity. I know that that's went up a few bucks. Is that one? Yeah, it's just a rare. Because I know people are trying to play the mill decks right now. Enchantment. At the beginning of each instep, enchanted player puts X cards from his or her library into his or her graveyard. Shorten it up, say their library, where X is the number of cards put into that graveyard from anywhere this turn. So basically, if you're playing a mill deck, you double up what you're milling at the end of the turn. And think about having 2 of those out.
I can definitely see people sideboarding Enchantment Destruction.
Right?
Which they should be anyways.
And there's not a lot of it out there right now. I mean, there is some, but there's not a lot.
Yeah. A card like that, especially if you're going to play against the mill decks typically have enchantments.
Right? Jace's Erasure.
Yeah.
Sandblast. See, I did play that God Pharaoh's Faithful last night, which was kind of fun because remember the Intimate Doom that you got? Yeah. I had that last night. So like, yeah, 1 drop.
Nice.
Johnny Bravo. Saving Grace. That one's a fun card. Omnisphinx. Reason to Believe. 1 blue mana, scry 3. And then for the flip of it, Aftermath. 4 and a green. Look at the top card of your library. You may put it onto the battlefield if it's a creature. If you don't, put it into your hand. So a way to cheat in stuff. Rare, Island, Warrior, Switch. And time might get to us a little bit, but I was planning on leaving in about a half hour anyways. So if we have to, we might pause the recording, pick it back up when we get back. But, you know, that'll just give people in the comments a reason to go, oh, he's lying, he switched out packs.
That's totally what we planned on doing.
I mean,
right?
absolutely. And I added this invocation in. Leave to chance. Return any number of permanents you control to your hand, which I love. I don't think I'd play it in standard, but... And then chance. Discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. Forest. Punch card. I don't know, I think I can get through mine, at least, before we get out of time here.
How many packs you have?
About half the box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why I'm not talking about a lot. I mean, even a lot of people that watch these types of videos, they know the commons and uncommons. And yeah, I mean, they might want to talk about them a little bit, but, you know, I have other videos where I talked about stuff a little bit more, so watch those. Doomfall. I think people talked about that one last night. Target opponent exile a creature he or she controls, or target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it and exile it. That's why people were talking about it. It's a nice little card. Overcome. Pride Sovereign. That puts me to a place out of Pride Sovereigns. All right.
You have that many already?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Yeah, I traded for 2 at the Saturday pre-release that I went to. Then I've opened another one somewhere. I think it might have been in my video the other night. And yeah, that'll make 4. I gotta figure out how to fit them into the deck. Blur of Blades. Aerial Guide. Dutiful Servants. Ambuscade. That's. Have you checked out that card yet?
No, I see.
It's a target creature gets +1/+0 till the end of turn and deals damage equal to its power to target creature. So it's like fight without the fight.
Yeah, I do like that card.
Yeah, green needed something like that.
I'll definitely put that in one of my green decks, even if
Moaning Wall. Deserts. Life Goes On. I think you're going to see this Life Goes On in the green-white decks that run the horse.
Why?
Do you know of the horse yet?
I've seen it, I don't remember
Okay.
it.
So this is an instance, so I can play it on my turn or your turn. The horse is at the end of at the end step, I think of it, at the end of each end step, if you have gained life, you get a 5/5 horse.
Oh yeah.
And it makes horses indestructible.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I could play this on my turn, but if I've already gained life on my turn, I save it. I play 1 mana on your turn. I gain life. I get that horse at the end of your turn. So yeah, it's.
I don't know that I'll see a lot. I don't think I'll see standard play with it though.
No, I don't disagree. You know what? I take that back. I do think that I'll see somebody trying to do it.
Will it succeed?
It could. I mean, It's a 5 cost, so I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that could grind to dust, but I don't know. It definitely could. I know that it's a bomb card in limited, but standard, we'll have to wait and see. Because of course, I mean, if you put it in a green-white deck and you're able to ramp it out, say as an example, turn 3. Okay, if you get a 5/5 horse that makes other horses indestructible on turn 3, and then you start generating horses every turn after that, it's gonna suck. And green-white can ramp like that.
White especially has lots of life gain too.
Right.
So if and there's artifacts and cards out there that you can gain life every turn.
Right.
So, I mean, if built right, I mean, I suppose it could be done. I just don't see it being in the top
No,
50 standard deck.
I don't think you'll see it on a Pro Tour, but, you know. But I think it could give my zombies a run for its money if I came up against it against a Friday Night Magic, you know. Then I'd be like, oh, splash some red so I can use Hour of Devastation. You know?
Yeah.
Gideon's Defeat.
I like the defeat cards personally. I mean, granted, yeah, they're a little...
I like the art of them.
They're a little one-sided.
Hour of Glory. See, there's only one hour that matters, and it's the Hour of Devastation, but let's see what it does. Exile target creature. If that creature was a god, its controller reveals his or her hand and exiles all cards from it where there was the same name of it. So, you exile target creature. It does say if it's a god. Yeah. And if it's a god, you look at their hand, and if they have that same god in their hand, you exile it too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. And it's a 4-cost exile. I think it's a little heavy.
Considering the gods, especially the new ones, if they... Well, if they're destroyed, you bring them back, but if they're exiled, then it helps kind of clear them out.
Right. I mean, I'd feel pretty lucky to have one on the field and one in my hand, and then I'd be pretty pissed if it got taken away from me.
Yeah, definitely has some potential.
Hey, another Adorned Pouncer. That's 2 out of 4 that I need. Pretty happy about my kitties. Because even though I think it's horrible, I'm going to play Cat Tribal. Gotta play Cat Tribal.
You got the sort of sleeves for it, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You never got the playmat, did you?
If I play it in Standard, I'm getting the playmat. I mean, if I take it to an event, I'm buying that playmat. That's all there is to it. Because they'll be like, huh, this guy's gay. He's got a cat playmat. Oh, those cats just ran over my face. Quarry Beetle. I think people are liking this one. Let's see. When Quarry Beetle enters the battlefield, you may return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. Nimble. I just passed my rare. Nimble Obscurenist. Flash, flying, 3/1. When you cycle Nimble Obstructionist, counter target activated ability or triggered ability you don't control. Okay, okay. So to be able to counter an activated ability is not bad. So it's 3 to cycle it or 3 to play it. I know that this card's flashed in and destroyed some of my creatures, I'll tell you that. And foil Torment of Venom. That card I already like. And I've said my opinion on it. 3 -1 counters onto a target creature and its controller loses 3 life unless he or she sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. I already like that card. And it's foil. I like foil. Firebrand Archer. Hey, another Torment of Venom. Earthshaker Kenra. This one was fun last night in draft. So okay, he's a 2 cost, so 1/2. Or sorry, 1 red, and he's a 2/1 with haste. When he enters the battlefield, target creature with power less or equal to it cannot block it this turn, or cannot block this turn. Which cannot block this turn helped me out win a match last night because hey, I flew through. You know,
Nice.
because I made his flyer not be able to block. Granted, this is that match where he tried to say, well, if I would have done this instead of this, I would have won. Can I go back and do that? No, because he electrified this because I eternalized it, so it was a 4/4, and then he electrified it immediately. But I made it, you know, when it entered the battlefield, I made his thing unblockable, or not able to be blocked. And then I swung in with my other creatures. Oh, well, if I would have electrified that instead, I would have won. Yeah, you should have done that, shouldn't you? Too bad for you.
Yeah, actually, in my pre-release pack, I opened that and used it. I like that card. I plan on having some in a red deck.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice little card. And I hate that his ability's like only one time, like when he enters a battlefield, but
There's plenty of return cards. If you're to play
yeah,
blue red.
but if you eternalize him, then you're exiling him.
Oh, you're talking about after you eternalize
Yeah.
them. Gotcha.
All right, last pack of the second stack, and then we're 2/3 of the way through. See, I haven't even got a foil rare yet, I don't think. Yep, no foil rares yet. So that means this last stack should be good, hopefully. Swarm Intelligence. An expensive card. Rare. It's 6 in a blue. Whenever you cast a instant or sorcery spell, you may copy that spell. You may copy that spell. You may choose a new target for the copy. I would love to see this in standard for me. I'd hate to see it in standard from other people. But being a 7 cost, unless you're playing ramp, you're not going to see this in standard.
Yeah.
I mean, red, blue, you know, control burn, maybe. But we'll see what the meta has to bring us.
I don't see any 7 costs seeing much play, if any, in Pro Tour at least.
Alright, last stack. We're in the last third of the box. Give us some magic here. I mean, I'm not upset with the box by far yet. I mean, but I'm not these big YouTubers that go in with high expectations either. I don't have the boxes mapped out and go, well, this box should give me that. That box should give me this. I just hope for the best and get disappointed when I put the prices in my computer. Like, oh, this box may or may not have paid for itself. Ronus's Last Stand. This is one of the last stands that I do like-ish. Because if you play this on turn 2, yeah, you're kind of gimping yourself turn 3.
Unless
What?
you don't have a 3-drop.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have a 3-drop, okay. But, I mean, still one of those things. It's like, it's nice. I don't not like it. Because a 5/4 turn 2, not bad.
That's even better than back in the Zendikar lock days with the 4/5 for 3 forests.
Eternal of Harsh Truth's foil. Pretty card. This is a pretty card. I like that. No, one pack at a time. Be like a chain smoker. Open up 4 packs at one time. Ugh!
You're just asking for chaos at that point.
Right. I don't know what I'm doing.
I want to discuss that red card, the burn.
The open fire?
Yeah, high cost for the damage, I think.
I mean, it's, you know, 3 cost lightning bolt. I mean, they know that, I mean, it's one of those things they know lightning bolt's too cheap, basically. But you kind of make up for it in this set because you get a braid in this set too, which is a 2 cost for 3 damage to a target creature and destroy it, or destroy a artifact, which in limited, ouch. But
Yeah,
to be honest, I mean, say for example playing limited and you're playing the intimate whatever Doom card. This got me the 3rd set of damage because of it last night. So I mean, because of the Doom card, I did 6 damage. I mean, it's one of those things you're never going to get. You're not always going to get lightning bolt. But you know, if you play a legacy format, you get lightning bolt.
Well, at least I think it should have been 1 in a red, not 2 in a red.
Oh, I don't disagree, but they were probably saving that for a braid. And do I like 3 cost lightning bolts? No. But it could be a free lightning bolt if you're playing the Wildfire Eternal. You know? You got to think of what's in the set with it. Driven to Despair. If I would have read this card in my pre-release, I would have played it, but I wasn't paying attention. I only saw the win. This creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and I was like, okay, right. But I didn't see that all my cards, or all my creatures got trample, or I would have won. Oh well. I had 2 of these in my pre-release kit, and I didn't put them in my deck.
Ouch.
Yeah. One was promo, one was normal. Oh well. Full arts. Horse token. I want to open one of those cards, because, like, I heard the guys at Hobby Town looking at it close and going, its tail doesn't look right. I'm talking the actual card, not the token.
That tail don't look right either.
Right. But I think it might have been like, you know, looked like a different part of anatomy kind of tail. You know what I mean?
Got a huge swing if that's what that is.
Right? See, actually in that one, I don't know what that is. But yeah.
It's a tail. It's a weird tail.
It's
like somebody cut off all the hair off the horse's tail, and that's the fluff.
It's a nub.
Yep.
Fervent Paincaster. Here's my unconventional tactics again. I think I got a play set of those now. Refuse to cooperate. 3 costs in a red. Refuse deals damage to target spell controller equal to that spell's converted mana cost. So it's like a damage counter. Because I mean, you know, they play a spell. I'm not really countering it, but I'm saying, here, take damage for what you paid for it. Ulamog, you paid 10. I deal 10 damage.
Unless they cheated it in and didn't cast it.
It doesn't say for what they casted it for. It says for that spell's converted mana cost.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be really bad.
So even if they cheated in, I mean, granted, Aetherworks Marvel's not a thing anymore, but they cheated in 10 damage to the face.
Especially if you're playing modern, because, you know, the Elvish Pipers that you love so much.
It's like you love them so much.
I was being sarcastic with you loving them.
See, cooperate. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for that copy. Now the bad thing is, I know that I want to say about like playing this together, but I think that this would have to resolve, and then this would go to the graveyard, then you could play it. So I don't think you could copy this one, unfortunately.
No, you couldn't.
Which
Cards
sucks.
resolve first.
Ulamog, 10 damage. Copy that, 10 damage.
If only. But I mean, I'm sure there's some other blue spell, because there's other ones out there that say copy target spell.
Oh yeah.
You could easily pull it off.
Disposable, mummy.
Is it that disposable? Let me throw the trash.
It's actually just more dispose, old mummy. It's not disposable, but I like to say disposable.
Oh.
This one I almost played in there last night. It's Gigantic Titan. It's a 6 cost, but it has Cycle 2 and it has Menace 5/4. I think it's one that I put in, you know, not of taking. Jace's Defeat. So again, target blue spell if it was a Jace Planeswalker Scry 2.
Yeah.
You have to be playing blue versus blue for that to be valid. Hoopa!
I almost feel like I want to make a deck with Hoopas in it.
Dude, I think blue-green with it would be really nice, man. I mean, like I said, I kind of screwed myself. Alright, my favorite last card. Bantu's Last Reckoning. Destroy all creatures. The lands you control don't untap during the next unstap. Untap step. It's raining. Yay! Alright.
I really like Bantu's Last Reckoning. I see it being used
Oh, it'll get used.
a lot.
It'll definitely get used. Just
Mine's not being able to untap really sucks, but...
I've already thought of ways to, I mean, not necessarily get around it, but at least be able to capitalize at least. So I think in my zombie deck, I could possibly... I could either tap myself out the same time I play it or save mana. So I could use it, destroy my own creatures, and then, you know, I have creatures that of course I can bring back right away.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's one thing. So I mean, yeah, I'd be using all my land then, but I have my creatures back right then.
Yeah.
Or I leave mana open and then I got all kinds of zombies that do crazy stuff afterwards. God Pharaoh's Gift. So many heavy cost spells in this one. So this one's a 7. It's an artifact. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, you may exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that card, except for it's a 4/4 black zombie and it gains haste until the end of turn. So, I mean, it'll be fun. We'll see. Oldest.
Definitely casual tabletop play.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And eternalize stuff that doesn't have eternalize.
Yeah.
So in the lore story, because I've been listening to like some YouTubers, like I don't read because I don't like to read, but they read it and they kind of put it in their own cliff notes. So the eternalized creatures that's in the lore are basically just zombies that have, you know, the blue Lazotep, which is like what the D20s are supposed to look like. So they're zombies with blue Lazotep armor. Is basically all it is. Which is cool, but that's why you see a bunch of these like blue people. They're eternalized soldiers. It's just blue Lazotep.
That's interesting.
Yep. Unsummon. Manalith.
Is that your third one?
What, Manalith?
Yeah.
Probably. Nyssa's Defeat. Heshep's Oasis. Claim to Fame. Angel of Condemnation, or what does Rudy say? Condensation? Angel of Condensation. He's always like, I know that's going to trigger some people. I'm like, no, I'll laugh with you. So it's a flying vigilance 3/3 for 4. Tap 3, exile another creature, return it to Return that card to the battlefield under its control hand at the beginning of the next end step. So basically you can just bounce something out of combat temporarily. Or exert it, so basically tap it down for 2 turns. Exile Angel of now I want to say Condemnation. Exile another target creature until Angel of Condemnation leaves the battlefield. So basically you can hard exile stuff under it until it leaves.
I like the name Condensation because you know what? You're making them go away, but they're raining back down.
That I like it. I'm going to have to email that to Rudy. Be like, yours makes sense. Stupid Condensation. Let's put these cards out of the way here. Alright. 5 packs left. One of them's going to have my invocation in it.
I feel like you're gonna get the rest of the lemonades.
Like I haven't even got a rare foil yet.
That's kind of disappointing.
It kind of is, but you know, it's saving for the big show. You know.
You're getting all lemonades at this point.
No. I'm only taking one of those away from you. You're gonna still get your 35 or 37, however many it happens to be. There's an Abrade. I think, is that the first Abrade I've opened? I'll have to look through, but that's kind of ridiculous.
No, you've gotten one in another pack before.
Then I wasn't paying attention. Oh well, that's okay. Abrade is a good card. Saving Grace.
No, I meant one of your pre-release packs.
Oh, well, yeah, that's possible. Yeah, but I meant in this box, that's the only Abrade I've opened.
I think so. I can double check.
I ain't that worried about it. Apocalypse Demon. Well, it's Abrade's not a rare.
Oh.
It's an uncommon. That's, yeah.
Oh, it was rare.
So 4 and 2 black, flying. Its power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your graveyard, but at the beginning of your upkeep, tap Apocalypse Demon unless you sacrifice another creature. Okay. I got him as a promo card and he's worthless, but he could be a fun tabletop creature. Kitchen table creature, whatever you want to call it.
You definitely see the potential with that one for sure.
Yeah.
Tapping unless you sacrifice another creature. I mean, if you have this, I mean, if you have a way to create tokens, you can definitely easily keep.
Oh
them
yeah.
up.
Put them in like a black-white token deck.
Oh yeah.
Lily's Defeat, Hour of Revelation. This one I think we'll see standard. Just because it's a board wipe that you can potentially do for 3 that doesn't have the downside. So it's 3 and 3 white, which is kind of hard to do. But if you're playing, I mean, duo is harder to do, but if you're doing solo white, which you don't see as much, but, you know, for 3 mana, destroy all non-land permanents. But if there's 10 or more non-land permanents on the battlefield, you can pay 3 less. So I mean, it's we're going to see it be getting played.
Mm-hmm.
Got that island.
I'm actually hoping I pull a few of those. There are revelations. I like me some board wipes.
It's funny. There's 2 hour cards that are board wipes. I mean, the hour of Devastation. I guess if you have creatures bigger than 5, it's technically still not a board wipe, but
yeah,
don't see a lot of those. Obelisk Spider, that's a fun one. Kefnit's Last Word. Gain control of target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. So, mind control with downfall. Even though a little bit better than mind control because you can control artifact, creature, or enchantment.
and mind control is 1 more. It's 3 and 2 blue.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the downside of not untapping your mana.
Yeah. I still think I'd take that card over it.
Or put it in with it.
Could do that too.
You would do that, then you'd also have the Vizier of Many Faces, and then you'd have... Oh. He's going to have every way of mind controlling something in one deck. He's going to need 5 land first turn.
Oh god. Pretty sure that's not possible.
I mean... Neheb. There's another mythic. Neheb the Eternal, 5 cost, afflict 3. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, add red mana to the mana pool for each 1 life opponent has lost this turn. So if you did 6 damage this turn, you get 6 red mana. Cool. And a foily frilled Sandwala. I mean, I guess I did get my foil for it, so I mean, that's some money. But we still got 2 packs. The invocation will still be in here. Probably not.
Solidly.
Nah, it knows that you want them.
I pre-ordered 4, so I didn't have to worry about it. If I get more, that's fine. I'll just trade them off.
Merciless Eternal. That one's kind of fun too. I've played against that one. Flip 2, discard a card. It gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. Dagger of the Worthy. Torment Scarab. At the beginning of each... Enchant player. At the beginning of the enchanted player's upkeep, that player loses 3 life unless he or she sacrifices an online permanent or discards a card. This card sucks.
I had some fun with it at sealed.
I had some not fun against it last night, but I still beat the person.
Nice.
Yeah. It's that angry guy again.
Oh, okay. It always comes down to the angry guy.
Angry guys. Mirage Mirror. 3. Pay 2 becomes a copy of a target artifact, creature, or enchantment, or land until the end of turn. Which kid used this against me in a pre-release against my Sandworm Convergence, and he kept copying my Sandworm Convergence to get his own Sandworms at the end of the turn. I still beat him.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a foil rare. The God Pharaoh's Gift. I got a second one of these now. Basically, eternalize anything. Hopefully it's worth $3. Because I don't see myself keeping it. Cat. Alright, last pack. Let's get some Magic. The Gathering. Unquenchable. Beautiful Servants. Sandwalla's Lethal Sting. Lethal Sting's kind of a dick card. 3 costs. As an additional cost, put a -1 counter on your own creature and destroy a target creature. Definitely gets used, I'll tell you that.
I miss the days of Doomblade.
Wasn't that non-black creatures though?
Yeah.
Until you play.
One less cost, but different downside.
There's the Unraveling Mummies again. Dune Divineer. Ah, that's a bust. Hollow 1 costs 2 less for each card you've cycled or discarded this turn. So you can get a 4/4 for free if you do enough discarding or cycling. Anything else? Nope. That is the fun, folks. I did this whole video for that Full Art Swamp. That's exactly what I did this for. Alright. Let me get these cards into the box. Let me do a quick recap on the rares and mythics. And might as well do the foils too. So foils, Frilled Sandwalla, Eternal of Harsh Truth, Torment of Venom, Johnny Bravo, Seer of the Last Tomorrow, Consigned to Oblivion. Then we got our foil rare, God Pharaoh's Gift. And we got our hollowed one, Mirage Mirror, Neheb the Eternal. Put the mythics over there so I can get a count. Let's see, there we go. Kefnit's Last Word, Hour of Revelation, Apocalypse Demon, Angel of Condensation, God Pharaoh's Gift, Bantu's Last Reckoning, Refuse to Cooperate, Summon the Dragon Balls, Driven to Despair, Ronus's Last Stand, Swarm Intelligence, Earthshaker Kinra, Nimble Obstructionist, Adorned Pouncer, Hour of Glory, Grind to Dust, Pride Sovereign, Leave to Chance, Reason to Believe, Fraying Sanity, Emmet the Eternal, Adorned Pouncer, Solemnity, Inesh. Is that Cryosphinx? Is that how you would say that? Yeah, Cryosphinx for Sovereign.
Yeah.
That's a Mythic 2. Wildfire Eternal. Nicobolus God Pharaoh. Yeah, that's right. Hour of Devastation. Uncage the Menagerie. Round Up Hydra. Hostile Desert. Hour of Eternity. Round Up Excavator. Chaos Maw. And the Blinding Endless Suns. Alright guys, that's my video. If you like this video, of course do the normal YouTube things. Oh wait, probably the most valuable card next to Nicobolus, the foil for our island. If you like this video, do the normal YouTube things. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button so you get notified when I put up a video. And shortly after this, we're going to be filming another video with my buddy James. He's going to do a guest spot. I'll open up the video, say hi. Here's him. He's going to open up his box. I might spread them out in a couple days just so I'm not doing them up the same day. But that's what we'll get. If you like it, do all that YouTube stuff. Have a great day and play more Magic.